When humanity walks out on the Galactic Council after decades of prejudice and exclusion, the aliens soon find themselves facing annihilation, forcing them to beg humans back, not as petitioners, but as equals with the power to reshape the galaxy. A massive circular chamber housed the Galactic Council meeting on Nexus Prime Station. Tiered seating accommodated hundreds of alien species, with architecture that defied human understanding. Floating crystalline platforms, holographic displays shimmering with alien script, and ornate decorations representing thousands of years of interstellar cooperation. At the center stood Ambassador Elena Chen of Earth, dignified in her Navy diplomatic uniform, adorned with the simple Earth insignia, a blue and green circle. She appeared tiny compared to the towering insectoid Vracath delegates and the gelatinous Muon representatives floating in their containment fields. Despite her physical stature, Chen's presence commanded attention. "Distinguished representatives of the Council," Chen began, her voice amplified throughout the chamber. "For 3 standard cycles, humanity has petitioned for full membership rights. For 3 cycles, we have met every requirement, passed every inspection, and demonstrated our commitment to galactic peace. Yet today, we face the 7th procedural delay on a technicality that wasn't even in your charter until yesterday. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you are watching from and make sure to subscribe, because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss." High Arbiter Zolan, a 12-foot-tall arthropod with glittering compound eyes, chittered dismissively. His translator module converted the sounds to standard galactic. "The Council appreciates Earth's enthusiasm, but proper procedures must be followed. The membership committee has determined that human neural patterns exhibit concerning levels of aggression and unpredictability. We propose a 50-year observation, period." Murmurs rippled through the chamber as Ambassador Chen's expression hardened. The human delegation behind her exchanged glances. "High Arbiter, with respect, humanity has maintained peace with every council species for 73 years. We've traded fairly, shared technological innovations, and committed military assets to joint defense agreements. The Rigelian pirates would still be raiding your shipping lanes if not for human intervention." A Tellurian representative, skin shifting in patterns of blue and green, rose from their seat. "Perhaps the humans could accept provisional membership. While further assessments are conducted, they have indeed proven valuable allies." High Arbiter Zolan's mandibles clicked rapidly. "The Council does not make exceptions. Provisional membership requires unanimous consent, which the Vracath hegemony withholds at this time." Ambassador Chen straightened her uniform jacket. "I see. After 73 years of good faith cooperation, after meeting every written requirement, after defending your borders and sharing our technologies, humanity's application is being blocked not by the rules, but by prejudice." "Ambassador, that is an inflammatory accusation," Zolan began. "It is an accurate observation," Chen interrupted, causing gasps among the delegates. Interrupting the High Arbiter was considered a serious breach of protocol. "Humanity will not beg for acceptance from those who have already decided against us, effective immediately. Earth withdraws its petition for membership and all pending cooperative agreements." The chamber erupted in chaos. Chen tapped her communication band, and her voice cut through the din. "Furthermore, all human military assets, currently engaged in Council-sanctioned operations, will withdraw to Earth space within 30 standard days. Our borders will remain open for existing trade agreements, but all technology-sharing initiatives are suspended." The human delegation rose as one and began walking toward the exit. Several council members shouted objections, but Ambassador Chen didn't look back. "This meeting was merely a courtesy to inform you of our decision," she said over her shoulder. "It is not open for debate. Good day, representatives." As the human delegation exited, the council chamber descended into pandemonium. 3 months passed since humanity's dramatic exit from the Galactic Council chambers. On Earth, in the United Earth Government headquarters in Geneva, Ambassador Chen sat at the head of a conference table, reviewing reports with her team. "The Tellurians have sent another formal request to reopen technology sharing," said Diplomatic Officer Kazuo Tanaka, sliding a data pad across the table. "That's the 3rd this week." Chen nodded, unsurprised. And the Vrakith? Still maintaining their official position that humanity is overreacting to standard council procedures, replied strategic analyst Dr. Amara Okafor. But unofficially, their trade representatives are getting desperate. Without human quantum stabilizers, their newer colony ships can't operate efficiently in subspace. Defense Minister General Helena Voss, a stern woman with silver hair, leaned forward. The security situation at Arcturus is concerning. Since we withdrew our patrols, pirate activity has increased 340%. The Council's ships are struggling to maintain control of the shipping lanes. What about the Rigelian situation? Chen asked. General Voss displayed a holographic star map. As predicted, without human tactical support and our stealth technology, the Council forces have lost ground. The Rigelian pirates have recaptured 2 systems and are threatening 3 more. Council casualties are mounting. Ambassador Chen took a slow sip of her coffee. And to think, our aggressive and unpredictable neural patterns were acceptable when they needed our soldiers to die for them. A communication alert chimed, and a holographic projection appeared above the table. It showed a Tellurian diplomat, their skin rippling with anxious color patterns. Ambassador Chen, forgive the intrusion. The Council has called an emergency session and requests Earth's attendance with highest priority. The situation in the Arcturus sector has become critical. Chen's expression remained neutral. Has our membership status changed, Representative Tovak? The Tellurian's colors shifted uncomfortably. The Council is prepared to discuss all matters of concern to Earth. Please, Ambassador, lives are at stake. Chen exchanged glances with her team before responding. Earth will send representatives to observe. I make no promises beyond that. After the transmission ended, General Voss spoke. They're desperate. Our intelligence suggests the Rigelians have developed a new weapon based on stolen Vrakith technology. Without our countermeasures, the Council worlds are vulnerable. So now we're worthy of sitting at their table, Chen said, rising from her chair. Prepare the diplomatic shuttle. Let's hear what they have to say when they actually need something from us. The Galactic Council chamber was noticeably less grandiose than during the humans' last visit. Emergency power protocols had dimmed the usual ostentatious lighting, and many seats remained empty as representatives had been recalled to defend their homeworlds. The human delegation entered not through the petitioner's entrance, but through the main doors, a subtle but important distinction. Ambassador Chen led the way, flanked by General Voss and a team of Earth's top military and scientific advisors. They took seats not in the observation area, but at a prominent position in the main delegation circle. High Arbiter Zolan's chitin looked duller than before, stress evident even on his alien features. Representatives of Earth, the Council acknowledges your presence and extends gratitude for your attendance during this emergency session. The Council's invitation was unexpected, Chen replied coolly. Earth is curious about its purpose. A murmur ran through the assembled delegates. The formality of Chen's response, referring to Earth in the third person rather than using we, was a diplomatic signal that Earth did not consider itself aligned with the Council's interests. One representative floated forward, their containment field humming. Esteemed humans, the situation has become dire. The Rigelian armada has broken through our defensive perimeter in the Arcturus sector. They have deployed a new weapon. We believe it to be based on modified quantum destabilization technology. 3 colony worlds have already fallen. Holographic displays activated, showing footage of Rigelian warships firing purple-hued energy beams that caused Council ships to simply disintegrate. The casualty numbers scrolled alongside the imagery. Millions. Dead, more displaced. The Rigelians have announced their intention to strike at Council homeworlds next, continued the Muon representative, their form pulsing with distress. Our analysts project they will reach Tellurian space within 20 standard days, and the Vrakith hegemony shortly after. General Voss studied the tactical displays with a practiced eye. Those are modified versions of the quantum destabilizers we shared with the Council 3 years ago. It appears the security protocols we recommended for their storage were ignored. High Arbiter Zolan's mandibles clicked rapidly in agitation. That is correct, General. A Vrakith research station was raided 16 months ago. We did not anticipate the Rigelians could adapt the technology so quickly. And why has Earth not been informed of this development until now? Chen asked sharply. The council felt it could handle the situation internally, admitted a draconian. Representative scales shifting uncomfortably. Ambassador Chen leaned back in her seat. I see. And now that you cannot, you expect humanity to solve your problem? Ambassador, began High Arbiter Zolan, his usual arrogance notably absent. The Council acknowledges that errors in judgment have been made regarding Earth's status. Your people's military prowess and technological innovation have been undervalued. Undervalued, Chen repeated flatly. An interesting choice of words for a 73-year diplomatic stalemate based on prejudice against human neural patterns. The chamber fell silent, the accusation hanging in the air. Finally, the Tellurian representative stood, their skin cycling through humble blues and apologetic greens. Ambassador Chen, on behalf of the Tellurian Union, I officially move to grant immediate full membership status to Earth, with all rights and privileges thereof, without further qualification or probationary period. One by one, other representatives rose to second the motion. Even the Vracath representative eventually stood, though the motion seemed physically painful. High Arbiter Zolan's compound eyes reflected the emergency lighting. The motion is carried unanimously. Earth is hereby granted full membership in the Galactic Council effective immediately. We ask for your assistance in this crisis. Millions more lives will be lost without human intervention. Ambassador Chen sat motionless for a long moment, letting the weight of the moment sink in. Then she activated her communication device. Captain Rivera, are your ships in position? A human voice responded through the chamber's speakers. Yes. Ambassador. Fifth Fleet is holding position at the edge of the Arcturus sector, cloaking systems engaged. We've been monitoring the Rigelian advance for the past week, awaiting your orders. Gasps and murmurs erupted throughout the chamber. The Council hadn't even detected the presence of a human battle fleet on their borders. Chen addressed the stunned Council. Humanity has never turned its back on innocent lives, regardless of how their leaders have treated us. The Fifth Fleet will engage the Rigelian forces immediately and deploy countermeasures against the stolen technology. Relief visibly washed over the alien representatives, but Chen wasn't finished. However, Earth's assistance comes with conditions. A complete restructuring of the Council's membership protocols, equal representation for all member species, and an official acknowledgement that diversity of thought, including human unpredictability, is an asset to galactic society, not a liability. High Arbiter Zolan bowed his head in a gesture that would have been unthinkable months earlier. The Council will meet all conditions. You have our word. No, Chen corrected, standing to her full height. We have it in writing this time. The treaty has already been drafted. Sign it, and the Fifth Fleet engages. Delay, and they remain observers, only. As data pads containing the treaty were distributed to each council member, Chen allowed herself a small smile. I believe the human expression is, actions speak louder than words. Today, both our actions and our words will establish a new era for humanity in the galaxy. Captain Miguel Rivera stood on the bridge of the EDF Indomitable, flagship of Earth's Fifth Fleet. 18 human warships hung in the void, their advanced cloaking technology making them invisible to both Council and Rigelian sensors. Through the view screen, the distant flashes of weapons fire marked where the Rigelian armada was decimating the remains of the Council defensive line. Status report, Rivera ordered, his voice calm despite the gravity of the situation. His executive officer, Commander Diane Wu, checked her console. Ambassador Chen confirms the treaty has been signed by all council members. We are authorized to engage. All ships report ready. Countermeasures loaded. Rivera nodded. Signal the fleet. Disengage cloaking systems on my mark. The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, preparing for battle. Unlike the ornate ceremonial design of council ships, human vessels were sleek and functional, every aspect engineered for maximum effectiveness. 3, 2, 1, mark. Across the sector, 18 Earth warships shimmered into visibility, their sudden appearance causing confusion among the Rigelian forces. The human vessels had positioned themselves in a perfect envelopment formation, surrounding the pirate fleet. "Open a channel to all Rigelian vessels," Rivera ordered. When the communication link was established, Rivera spoke with authority. "Attention, Rigelian Armada. This is Captain Miguel Rivera of the Earth Defense Force. You are utilizing stolen weapons technology in violation of interstellar law. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded, or face immediate neutralization." The response came quickly, a barrage of quantum destabilizer beams directed at the Indomitable. The purple energy surged toward the human flagship, only to dissipate harmlessly against its shields. "As expected," Rivera said with a grim smile. "They don't know we developed countermeasures the moment we shared the original technology. Weapons free. Deploy QD suppressors." The human fleet opened fire, in perfect synchronization. Rather than attempting to destroy the Rigelian ships directly, they launched specialized devices that attached to the enemy vessels and began emitting precisely calibrated energy fields. On the main view screen, the purple glow of the quantum destabilizers flickered and died as the suppressors did their work. The stolen weapons rendered useless. The Rigelian ships suddenly found themselves outgunned and outmaneuvered. "Rigelian flagship is hailing us," reported the communications officer. The screen switched to show a Rigelian captain, his scaled face contorted with rage. "How did you neutralize our weapons? No Council technology could counter them." "That's because it isn't Council technology," Rivera replied evenly. "It's human technology. We develop contingencies for everything we create. You never had a chance." Within 3 hours, the battle was over. The Rigelian Armada surrendered unconditionally, their leaders taken into custody and their crews detained. The few ships that attempted to flee were swiftly disabled by the human fleet's superior targeting systems. As Rivera supervised the cleanup operation, a transmission came through from Nexus Prime. Ambassador Chen's face appeared on the view screen, satisfaction evident in her expression. "Excellent work, Captain. The Council is, let's say impressed would be an understatement. Reports of your victory are spreading throughout Council space. The Rigelian threat has been neutralized with minimal casualties on all sides." Rivera nodded. "Just doing our job, Ambassador. Though I must say, it would have been easier if we'd been allowed to intervene weeks ago." "Sometimes the hardest lessons require time to sink in," Chen replied. "The treaty has been ratified. Humanity is now a full member of the Galactic Council, with 3 seats on the High Commission. More than any other species has been granted on initial membership." "Do you think it will last?" Rivera asked. "Cultural prejudices run deep." Ambassador Chen's smile was both confident and wry. "They've seen what happens when they exclude us. Now they'll see what happens when they work with us as equals. Either way, humanity will no longer stand in the shadows of galactic politics." 6 months later, the Galactic Council chamber had been redesigned. Gone was the hierarchical arrangement that had placed the founding species in positions of prominence. The new chamber featured a truly egalitarian design, with all member species seated in a perfect circle. At intervals around the chamber, holographic displays showed real-time translations of proceedings in hundreds of languages. High Arbiter Zolon had been replaced by a rotating council of 5 representatives, currently chaired by Ambassador Chen. The human stood at the central podium, addressing the assembled delegates. 6 months ago, the council faced extinction at the hands of the Rigelian Armada. Today, we celebrate not only our survival, but our transformation. The Galactic Unity Treaty has been implemented across all member worlds, with trade increasing by 30% and scientific collaboration yielding breakthroughs in medicine, terraforming, and sustainable energy. Holographic displays showed images of human scientists working alongside alien counterparts, military training exercises with mixed-species crews, and cultural exchange programs across dozens of worlds. The former Rigelian territories have been stabilized, with a new autonomous government forming under the guidance of the Reformed Council. Their representatives will join us next session to begin the membership process. a process that now evaluates actual behavior and contributions, not prejudgments about species characteristics. Chen gestured to the human delegation, which included members of Earth's military, scientific community, and cultural ambassadors. Humanity brings something unique to this council, a paradoxical nature that contains both exceptional cooperation and fierce independence. Our neural patterns may indeed show greater variation than many species here, but that variation is our strength, not our weakness. We have proven that diversity of thought leads to innovation, adaptability, and resilience. The Vrakith representative, no longer High Arbiter, but simply Representative Zolan, rose from his seat. The chamber quieted, many delegates curious about what the once arrogant leader would say. Chair Chen, the Vrakith hegemony wishes to formally acknowledge our error in opposing human membership. Our prejudice was based on fear of difference rather than appreciation of strength. The human concept of unity through diversity has proven more effective than our previous philosophy of unity through conformity. Murmurs of agreement spread through the chamber. Chen nodded respectfully to Zolan, acknowledging both his admission and his growth. Thank you, Representative Zolan. The path forward requires all of us to recognize our biases and move beyond them. Humans have our own history of prejudice and fear to overcome. What matters is that we learn and improve together. Chen brought up a new holographic display showing the galactic exploration vessel, Harmony, the first ship built with collaborative technology from 12 species, including humans. Its mission: to explore beyond the known galactic territories and make peaceful contact with new civilizations. On this historic day, as the Harmony begins its maiden voyage with a multi-species crew, we demonstrate the true potential of galactic cooperation. Not as identical beings thinking identical thoughts, but as diverse individuals contributing unique perspectives toward common goals. Chen looked around the chamber, making eye contact with representatives of dozens of alien species. Humanity did not join the Galactic Council simply to gain benefits for Earth. We joined because we believe in the power of cooperation, the value of diverse perspectives, and the fundamental principle that we are stronger together than apart. We walked away once to make that point clear. We return now as full partners, committed to building a galaxy where no species is judged by their differences but by their contributions. The chamber erupted in approval, delegates standing in the universal gesture of respect. As Chen concluded, her address, screens throughout council space broadcast the message to trillions of beings across thousands of worlds. The stars are not a birthright for any single species, but a shared frontier for all sentient life. Together we will explore them, protect them, and ensure they remain a realm of wonder and opportunity for generations to come. This is humanity's commitment to the galaxy, today and always. As the session adjourned, delegates gathered in small groups, the formal barriers that had once separated species now dissolving in the spirit of true collaboration. In one corner, General Voss discussed defense strategies with Rigelian security forces. In another, human scientists explained their latest research to fascinated Muon scholars. Ambassador Chen watched with satisfaction, knowing that humanity had not just earned its place at the table, it had helped build a better table altogether. The path had not been easy, but sometimes the most valuable lessons required the most difficult journeys. A Tellurian approached her, skin glowing with colors of respect and friendship. Your people's expression, actions speak louder than words. We have added it to our philosophical texts. It has proven remarkably wise. Chen smiled. We have many such expressions. Here's another you might appreciate. A rising tide lifts all boats. Our success is meaningless unless it brings others along with it. As she gazed out through the massive viewport at the stars beyond, Chen reflected that humanity's greatest strength had never been its technology or military might, but its stubborn insistence on progress through cooperation, even if that sometimes required walking away to make others understand its value. The galaxy was entering a new era, and humanity had helped shape it, not by conquering or dominating, but by demonstrating the power of principled leadership and genuine partnership. It had taken a crisis to bring the council to its senses, but as another human saying went, better late than never.